In this video, I'm going to be giving you my bass gear of the year 2020 top 5. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. This is going to be my last video of 2020, and I'm going to be giving you my top 5 pieces of gear for the year. These are whittled down from all the things I've reviewed and a couple of things that I've bought and reviewed myself. And in this video, just going to give my kind of awards for those top 5 pieces of gear that I enjoyed the most, based on their value for money, their quality, and what they've added, if I've kept them, what they've added to me, or just things that I was very impressed with going along through the journey of reviewing different bass products. I'm going to keep this video nice and short and just give you my top 5 things. I'll put links to them in the description as well if you want to go and purchase them. It'll be an Amazon affiliate link, so it helps out the channel if you purchase from there. So, starting with number 5, I'm going to put in the Jaguar SL112. These are cabinets that I've personally bought this year and added to my rig, and obviously none of us have really been touring this year, or not many of us have, or playing many live gigs, particularly here in the UK, but these speakers are great. When I was gigging with them, they were super lightweight, easy to carry around. Whenever I have moved them around this year, it's been really easy, really simple. Great tone, and they seem lighter weight than my barefaced cabs. Their actual weight is heavier. They definitely, spec-wise, are heavier than my barefaced cabs, but there's something about the way in which they're balanced that makes them really easy to carry, get through doorways and all those kind of awkward places you find with bass cabs that you end up bashing them on things. They're just really easy to move and they sound great. They've got a really great sound paired together, no problem at all, and they can handle any gig that I've thrown at them in the first quarter of this year. Going into number 4 is the Labella RX range of strings. I'm using the RX 5ND, which is their heaviest nickel string, and I really enjoyed them. Despite them being heavy strings, they feel flexible enough that I can vibrato comfortably, but at the same time they're not so flexible that you can't really dig in with them. They are a really perfectly balanced string for me. In terms of tone, they don't have too much bottom, they don't have too much top either, and they have a really perfectly balanced mid-range that cuts through and doesn't dominate the tone. It just fills out in a really, really classic way. I think the top end is quite classic. It's not super bright, it's not super brittle, but whenever you put these strings on a bass and then play them into a mix, whether you're recording or a gig, they just sound like they sit in the exact right space, and I'm going to be using these into 2021. At number 3, I'm going to put the Squier Classic Vibe 60s Precision Bass. I was really impressed with this bass when I reviewed it. It really exceeded my expectations and felt just like a classic P bass and exactly what you want. The nut width isn't as big as a proper full-on classic P bass, an old school one with a 1 3/4 nut, but it does have that feel and makes it a little bit easier for newer players or pretty much anyone. It makes it broadly appeal to anyone, with the nut width being somewhere in the middle between a jazz and a P, and it's a very comfortable classic sounding bass. If you want to do the Motown thing, I would put some flats on this, roll the tone off, and you'd be very happy straight away. I thought the build quality on this one was really good as well. Go and check out my review for that. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But the Classic Vibe 60s Precision Bass goes in at number 3 for me this year. Number 2 is the Classic Vibe Jaguar bass. Now, I really waxed lyrical about this in both my Squier tier list video, which I'll leave a link below, and the review of the bass itself. I'll also leave a link for that. And this bass, I think, can just be the bass that does it for so many people, and I think it's a bit of a sleeper in the Squier range. It has the P pickup, it has the J pickup, so you have both those classic tones, and I personally love the PJ combination. The fact that it's got volume on each of those pickups and a tone on each of those pickups make it super versatile, so you can get those dark jazz bass tones if you want, you can get dark P bass tones, or you can have a blend of the two. I personally love when you can blend, say, a dark P bass with a bright jazz bass pickup at the back. And this bass was just super comfortable, a good weight. The neck is not massive, but it's a really comfortable neck. And the fact that it's 32-inch scale, I think, really hits the spot because it sits in between that short scale and that long scale. So if you're starting out, this bass kind of has everything you could possibly want in it for me. And it's the one Squier bass that I would consider actually buying based on the fact that the length of the neck, the 32-inch scale, the form factor, it's something that you can't actually get in the Fender range, and I really enjoyed the feel. that 32-inch scale really kind of set me off looking for 32-inch scale bases, and it's still something that I'm keeping in the back of my mind and looking out for when I'm looking at things on marketplaces and eBay and so on. So the Squire Jaguar base Classic Vibe goes in at number 2 for me. And then last but certainly not least is the EHX Stomp. I think a lot of you that watch this channel are EHX Stomp fans because I constantly get comments about the Stomp. And on the Stomp videos I have done, get regular comments and people kind of supporting it or backing it up or just talk about it. I think really this is the ultimate piece of bass gear that I've found, and it would probably be the last thing that I would get rid of, with the exception of a bass, in terms of gear that I just couldn't live without. It does everything you could possibly want in a box. If you want it to be, it's your amp. If you want it to be, it's all your effects. If you want it to be, it's also your audio interface. It's anything and everything you could possibly want, and that makes it the most versatile pedal you can possibly buy for bass, in my opinion. It gives you multiple amps in one box, so if you just want to have, if you're indecisive and you just want to have a range of different tones, you can have this and choose from, I think it's, a number of amps. It's probably 10 bass amps now, maybe a few more, but you've got plenty of choice in there, plenty of the classic bass amps without having to commit thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to actually owning that original one, and it's not going to wear out. Secondly, you can pair it with whatever cabinet you want, whether that's an IR of a cabinet, which I personally have done, and you can get in contact with me for the Jaguar IR that I have. I'm going to do a new set of those and a whole range of the Jaguar IR I have, with different mics and everything. So look out for that in 2021. But you can put whatever cabinets you want with it. You can mix and match the cabinets that are already built into it or download someone else's. And then the effects are just so much more versatile than actual real life effects, because you've got the option to blend them in. You can parallel chain them, so you can have your clean tone coming underneath as well as the pedal on another channel, or you can parallel compress, for example, which is just things that you can't really do with actual pedals unless they have a blend knob. So for me, the EHX Stomp is actually probably the biggest tone box you could possibly get in the smallest form factor, and that makes it the one piece of gear that I couldn't live without, and earns it the title of the 2020 Gear of the Year award, in my opinion, from the things I've experienced this year. So the EHX Stomp is the piece of gear that I couldn't live without in 2020. If you haven't already, I would definitely check one of these out and add it to your rig. So those are my top 5 for Gear of the Year. In number 5 we had the Jaguar SL112. In number 4 we have the Labella RX strings. In number 3 the 60 Squire CV Precision bass. In number 2 the Classic Vibe Jaguar bass by Squire, the medium scale one. And then in number 1 the EHX Stomp. Let me know what your personal favourite pieces of gear were for 2020 in the comments below, and let me know what you're looking forward to in 2021 as well. Thank you to everyone who's watched the channel this year. It's been really amazing to see it grow. We hit 1,000 subscribers in March, and since then are up to just over 4,000 now, and I'm going to be pushing the channel plenty in 2021. So if you like this video and want to see more content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and hit the like button on this video too, because it really helps it get out to more people. My Instagram will be linked below, and I'll be doing more and more stuff on that as well throughout 2021, so do go over and take a look there. Other than that, thank you for watching my channel this year. Thank you for watching this video. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2021.